Hello everyone, let us discuss different framing techniques of data link layer. So, first of all we have to discuss what is data link layer. So, data link layer is the above layer of the physical layer and it provides services to the network layer. It collects the network packets from the network layer, converts it into the frames and transmits it to the physical layer. Main duty of data link layer is framing, then it does error handling and flow control. So why framing is needed? When the data link layer transmits the data to the physical layer may be the shared channel. Any devices are sharing the physical layer wants to send their data and each and every sender must able to use the shared channel equally. So to implement the no monopoly idea, the data link layer provides a proper structure of data because physical layer don't provide any structure, it just transmit the data in form of zeros and ones. So here the main role of the data link layer is to convert the IP packets into frames. How to convert it into frames? So for that there are different techniques we will see follow. The most easy technique is the byte count technique, or you can say the character count technique. One character is one byte. So what happens? When the data are received to the data link layer, it will count how many characters are there in a single frame. Frames are sent back to back. As shown in this example, we can say suppose the message is have a nice day. We have taken a simple example so that you can understand what do you mean by a byte and how it is counted. So in the first word we are just dividing the frames according to the words. Actually in real life it is not so, but to understand the technique the simple example will help you out. So have contains 4 characters, so 4 bytes. So before have there is one field added, that is the count field. Then A is 1 character word, then nice again 4 character and day 3 characters. So this is the simple and easy technique, say byte count technique. As soon as the receiver will receive these frames, by looking into the first field, that is the count field, it will able to understand or identify how many characters need to collect in a single frame. So the important thing is to know what are the advantages of the technique and what are the limitations. So bytes this character count technique is the easy and simple technique, but the limitation is if there is an error, because we know that in the physical layer while transmitting data through the physical media there are chances of error. So the data link layer on the receiving end has to do error handling. So how it will come to know? So in that case, if there is an error in the count field, the receiver won't be able to detect the error, because if the count is wrong, then rest of all the frames will get garbage. So that is the problem with the bytes, you can say the character count technique, or you can say byte count technique. Why this problem occurs? Because here in this technique we have just added one single field, that is the count field. So it identifies the length of the frame but not able to identify the start and end of the frame. So that is overcome in the second technique, byte stuffing technique. Here to overcome the problem of character count technique, a byte is stuffed at the start of the frame and the same byte is stuffed at the end of the frame. That is called as a flag byte. Okay. Now, as you can see in the example, suppose we have a message say stay home and bye. Then we are forming 3 frames. First is stay, second is home and third is bye. So before this all frames we are inserting a extra byte, say flag byte as a tail. We can take any byte character any flag character. So here we are using, because most of the devices are using this tilde sign. So tilde at the start, tilde at the end. Same way for the second and third frame. But again, if your data itself contains the flag byte, then what will happen? In that case, there is another byte is used that is called as an escape byte. What this escape byte does? We have to stuff the extra byte, that is the escape byte, before the special byte in the data. Special byte, that is, it can be a flag byte or it can be an escape byte. See in example 2, we have a message itself containing has and the tilde. So here we have used tilde as a flag byte and has sign as an escape byte. But these two special characters are part of the message itself. So to distinguish it, while the sender will form the frame, it will stuff an extra escape byte before any other escape byte or the flag byte character which is part of the message itself. So here is the overview where to stuff an escape byte. Now we have to discuss what are the limitations of byte stuffing technique. So we have used a separate byte, a flag byte and an escape byte. It will be interpreted properly on the receiving end if the receiving end also uses the same coding mechanism, because ultimately the byte is going to convert in zeros and ones, that is in the bit form, at the physical layer. So if the sender is using some ASCII code, receiver is using some Unicode technique, then whatever flag byte is set by the sender will not be recognized properly on the receiving end. So all the frames will get garbage. So that is the limitation of byte stuffing technique. The third is the bit stuffing technique. To overcome the problem of byte stuffing, here what is done? Instead of sending a special byte or a character, here the message itself is converted into binary and a special bit is stuffed. That is, after a consecutive 5 ones in the message, a extra 0 bit is stuffed in the data bit sequence. Why it is so? Because in bit stuffing, again we have to identify the start and end of the frame. So as a start bit sequence, 0, 6, 1, 0 bit sequence, bit pattern is used. When this bit pattern is received at the receiving end, receiver will able to identify the start of the frame, and same bit sequence is used at the end of the frame also. So that sequence is 0, 6, 1, 0. If this same pattern occurs in the message data bit sequence, then we have to break that sequence so that the receiver will be able to identify that it is the part of the message and not the end of the frame. As shown in the figure example, we can see here after each consecutive ones, extra bit, that is bit 0, is stuffed. So there are many techniques used by the data link layer to identify the start and end of the frame. As we have seen at the physical layer, different coding mechanism, like for say example 4B, 5B line code, where we have seen that few bit sequence are kept reserved. So that bit sequence can also be used by the data link layer to indicate the start and end of the frame. Many data link layer uses the combination of different techniques. For example, we can say 802.11, that is wireless LAN. It uses a special bit sequence called as a preamble bytes, preamble bit sequence, which is used to indicate the start of the frame at 802.11. Let us try these examples to make your concepts more clear. Reference book for your reading. If you have any doubt, feel free to contact me at the given address. Bye. See you in the next session.